Hey everyone. Alright, so another quick update. This is the July 4th. No, today's July 3rd. Whoops. Haven't done a whole lot working in the garage. Haven't really touched that in the tank yet or anything. The 110 just kind of sitting where it is. But a few things are coming in the mail for stuff while we wait. As I wait for the big red to get fixed. Got something pretty cool. Oh boy. I decided to go black. Looks a lot better. I mean, this headlight is pretty bright. Always has been pretty bright. But this is my rider, so I wanted to kind of like a little better of a look to it. Cheap eBay Amazon buy. So, and they fit perfectly in the headlight bucket for the big reds. So, that's the newest purchase for the big red. It's just sitting here waiting for a carburetor. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys of what my setup is for the headlight on my big red. A lot of people ask of how to mount the 4" by 6" aftermarket LEDs inside the headlight buckets. So the way I've learned is I found instructions off justbigreds.com. He made a bracket for the headlight to get mounted into the bucket, which is a better, stronger way of holding the headlight into the bucket. A lot of people say because of how tight it fits in there that it fits nice and snug and it won't ever come out. That's another way you can do it too. So here's the headlight I had on my big red. It is just a cheap $20 eBay Amazon 4" by 6" headlight replacement. Now they are advertised as headlight replacements for like semi trucks. I know like older model S10s and a lot of other different cars and whatnot that have square style headlights like this, the 4" by 6". And so it fits literally inside the OEM headlight bucket. And the way I have it set up here is I'll take it apart as I have a bracket that's behind it to hold this light inside the bucket. Here's what we're putting on. So I've decided this is pretty much the same. I bought this for the same price as this. And this is just a little bit different design. So this light ended up coming with a high and low beam. The low beam would end up going all across the bottom and like one light up to the middle, and that's the low beam, and then the high beam's all of them. This one's set up a little bit different where it's got because it's meant for a replacement headlight. So you got your daytime running lights on the sides here, the low beam's just in the middle, and then when the high beams turn on, it's the whole red square right here. I'm gonna rig it up so when it's on low beams, it's gonna be the daytime running lights and the low beam in the middle, and then the high beam's gonna be everything. Or just the whole entire square without the daytime running lights. So plugging in. This is, you'll notice when you go into your headlight harness, this is literally the same plug that plugs right into the big red harness. I got the bolts out, and pop it out here. There's my bracket that I have that mounts right in the back. Now, the way I did it is I just designed it to the way that the measurements are on justbigreds.com, the way he does it on his. And it literally just screws in the back side of this headlight. What are you doing? So it literally screws in the back side of the headlight, and this one has the same mounting points as well. Which is nice because then you screw it in the back, and I got the holes right there for the bolts that go through that mounts the whole entire bucket to the headlight cage. And so that's the setup I got. I'll do the same thing to this headlight. This does make it a lot stronger than just putting it inside to the bucket.
It just goes boom. Like there's no
With the cast on too, huh? What do you think about this?
I think it's a great idea.
the mighty saw.
You only lose one.
Alright, another adventure of the Honda garage. We got some things going on tonight. My garage is full of Hondas. Again. But I'll give you guys a look at what's going on. So, everyone knows the Nix 110. Here's what it looks like so far. I've been working on it tonight. It's getting farther and farther. Slowly coming. Trying to get this project wrapped up before starting on others. But tonight I just wrapped up the wiring harness. I got the taillight harness ran through the frame, coil, everything else going on here. So That's all tied up, wrapped up, ready to go. Harness going through the tube of the frame up to the headlight. All the wires tidied up and everything up here. Vent hose ran through there as well. I have a few surprises that I wanted Nick to see on this, but some of it got spoiled, and I'll explain why in a second. But keep on going to the back. I got the trailer hitch mounted. Haven't really messed with the rear end much yet, but just kind of hanging there until I get the rear grab bar installed. I'm contemplating if this is the right way for this trailer hitch, because Preston Fraser just made a video of his 1985 truck lineup. I think his 110 or 125 has the same kind of trailer hitch. I think this is a CMP hitch, and the way his was mounted was this, where the support bars get mounted into, was on the top. So this thing was flipped upside down. I'm not sure about that, but I'll figure that out. This looks better to me, honestly, because there's like the flatness of the hitch and everything. You know, you got the support bars going up. It looks kind of neater than having this on the bottom or this on the top, really. So I don't know. I'll kind of figure that out when it comes to that. Kind of wrapping up things on this side. Haven't done a whole lot. And on to another surprise. Me and my buddies, all the boys, we're all into our power sports and everything. And one of the big things that's going on right now in the whole world since like 2020 is pit bikes. For a long time, pit bikes were just smaller little dirt bikes that you ride around in the pits of races and whatnot. And people would use like little Z50s or like mini trail 70s, and then it started up going to like the XR70s, XR50s as pit bikes. And Honda came out with the CRF 110. And in 2019, they came out with the fuel injected model, and everyone started getting them, to the point where they're one of the better pit bikes to have. You know, fuel injection and everything going on with it, as well as there's so many companies out there that make aftermarket parts to build these things bigger for bigger, older guys to ride them around. They did the same thing with the XR70s and XR50s as well, but luckily they're starting to make more parts and stuff for 110s as well. So all my buddies have them and whatnot, and I made a deal with my buddy David, and here's the new unit. 2021 CRF 110F. Fuel injected. So I got my nice little touch. I don't have, that's not the correct sticker. That's actually from when I raced my TRX 450R. Just had a leftover sticker laying around, so I put on the number plate for now. Last week, I ended up putting the new taller springs in, the stiffer dampening rods, all new 20-way fluid in the forks. The forks sit higher now, so basically gave it a suspension lift. It already had the rear shock installed in the rear. So that's got that upgrade. It's already got aftermarket foot pegs on it, aftermarket handlebars, just the XR50 style pro tapers on it, aftermarket grips. It's got the light bar on it, extended brake cable in the front, a new rear tire in the back. Oh, look at that, 223 cycles. You need stuff from 223 cycles, head over to that website. Boom. Otherwise, it's mostly stock, besides all those parts that I've named. My plans for it. So, of course, no one wants their pit bikes looking all the same, so everyone wants to do different things to it. I've shown Nick's pit bike before. He's got it all decked out with red number plates and plastics on his, and exhaust and whatnot. Nick's got the most done more than any of us. Dylan just got one. His is all white and black. A few mods on it. Gino, he decked that thing out. He just got all new blue plastics for it. So everyone's got all these different colors. So I'm thinking, well, what am I gonna do? I was thinking it over. I was like, well, should I do all black? I don't know. So I started thinking, I'm like, me loving all these 80s Hondas, you know, three-wheelers and quads and everything. Why don't I deck this thing out to make it look like it came from 1985? Reason why I said 1985, that was the pinnacle year of Honda, mainly because it released the most production of ATCs on the line, as well as they came out with some 4-tracks ATVs as well. new color schemes, the red, white, and blue color schemes with everything. I personally love the 1985 lineup. I kind of mocked up. I'm getting something going. It's just my way of it. I'm not gonna make it look exactly like it because they didn't have a 110 dirt bike back then. They had like the XR80, the XR100. They had the CR80s, the CR125s. So the XR80s and whatnot, I'm not a huge fan of the XRs because they had the ugly yellow number plates on them. I kind of like, honestly, the CR125 look. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So to make it look like, I post a picture up to the side, make it look like what I want, basically coming off a CR125, is I'm gonna take these decals off the sides here and just get a, I could design it the way, but I'm just gonna go the cheap way and just get a red, white, and blue Honda wing right there. I'm just gonna stick it probably like, maybe, that's probably the thickest spot right here. Stick that Honda wing right there to look just like the bikes back then. Of course, those 80s bikes did have a blue seat. So to get all your parts, a lot of guys go to fasterminis.com. A few others out there, but Faster Mini sells a lot of parts for the CRF 110s. They have high-rise seats. Everyone's got a taller seat on it, but they don't have a blue seat cover. So once they come out with a blue seat cover, I'll slap one on it. And if you notice in the CR125s, like the CR250s as well, they had the red plastics, but the sticker on the number plate was all black. So instead of going that route, I got white ones now. I'll probably just get black number plates, and then I'm gonna go with the old style number 7. You know, my number's number 17. The old style, just white 17s on the number plates, make it look vintage, you know. And I have over here, because I want it to look 80s, I have these very cheap Amazon black waffle grips. I'm gonna slap these guys on it. And then, this other plan, I'll probably get a Honda skinned cover to go over the bar instead of the Pro Taper one. I got a shift brace coming in. I'll eventually order a skid plate for it, get a new shifter, chain slide eventually, probably a new chain. That thing's pretty rusty and dirty, but it just needs to be tightened up and lubed. But just kind of want to go that route. You know, it's a little pit bike, something to bomb around on. You know, I still got the big red, so I'll be doing things to that as well. But something this nice, you know, you kind of want to do it up a little bit and make her look pretty good. And on to the next project. And actually, I have a video made of when I first got it. So let's rewind back to when I got this thing. What up, everyone? Hey, guess what? Another one followed me home. And here she is. 1985 125M. She looks pretty rough, but there's some good things about it. Found this on Marketplace. It was posted within the hour, and I looked at it and looked pretty good on pictures. I mean, everything on pictures looks better than what it is in real life, but it seems some potential. So I literally got it from inner city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. You Michigan people might know what that's like. So I had to stop off in Hudsonville here and get it strapped down because I literally just loaded up and strapped, didn't even strap, and just got out of there. So lady that had it posted didn't know anything about it. It was her sons that moved away. She claimed that it wasn't running at the time, didn't know how it starts, and she kept on saying that it needs oil or an oil line. I checked the gas tank. The gas tank has gas in there. I literally just pulled the recoil, and it had some compression in it, and she gave me the key, gave the cash, got out of there. So there's one thing I noticed: OEM fenders, no cracks that I've seen so far. I could tell it was 85 from the picture just because of the decals, how they're designed, and then come to look on the other side, it says the 85 on the frame. It's got, I believe, a painted tank on it, or it's just stickers. Looks like it's painted. We'll get that thing cleaned off with, get the right decals on. There's a dent inside right there, but with my dent expertise, maybe we'll try to pop that thing out of there. One thing that's very goofy is you see that muffler there. That's probably gonna come off, and it's welded to the original header pipe there. So if anyone's got a muffler, hit me up, and as well as a headlight. So original toolbox lid, barely any scratch or anything on it. Original rear grab bar with the taillight, as well as the toolkit on there. Toolkit box. Let's see. I haven't opened this thing up. I don't know what kind of treasures. No way. Score. Original toolkit. Everything in the bar is original grips. Looks like the original brake lever right there, and it's just missing the parking brake thing there. This 125M's, instead of, unlike the 110s, has a front brake. 110s do not, so this one has a front brake with the lever, everything there. Original kill switch and throttle. Does have a key, and 125M's are electric start. So I believe, I can't see it from here, so there's no battery. So yeah, everything's mostly there. So could be a potential nice little flip project going on again. All right, so there's the unveiling of the new 125M. Well, here she is, parked right next to the big red. So like I said, this has become a flip project. Brought it over to Nick's one night, couldn't get it running. I got a carb kit on the way, coming with the new carb for this big red. Haha. And I'm gonna try to get the carb rebuilt and go from there, because when I tried to test it when running, it was spitting out gas when we were trying to push start it. My worry right now is it could possibly have some low compression. I mean, when I pull it, it's there, but it's not. And of course, you can see it's gonna need a new exhaust. I mean, I kind of looked it over. This exhaust is just literally hanging on, barely cut up. But this thing is mostly complete after looking it all over, honestly. A lot of OEM parts on it. Including it's got the clutch adjustment cover on there. These always go missing. The levers are still there, original. Still even got this. I'm trying to figure out what this stuff is. It looks like they're dipped. And I've noticed this in a lot of original Honda levers, is that they were dipped like this. My dad's 1975 CB554 is the same way. So I never really noticed it until going through all these old Honda 3-wheelers that they had dipped levers like this, and they'd like to chip off once you hit them. But original levers, is what I can tell. So this thing is literally almost the same as this 110. The 110s and the 125s were not far off from design and everything else, except for the 125Ms have electric start, the 110s don't. So of course this has a spot for the battery. That's why the exhaust is supposed to be ran on the side there instead of the middle like the 110s. And it's got all the stuff underneath here for the battery. Kind of looking this over, I kind of see where everything's ran, so I know where all it goes. I can tell you right now, this hose on the 110, like this, I ran that wrong. And switching over, 1985, they went to upshift. 84 is downshift, that's upshift. So that's something to kind of remember. But the 84 125Ns were downshift, so. Oh yeah, one thing I noticed, this thing's got underglow on it. Damn! Look at that. That's pretty cool. I won't keep that on there. And so I know what you guys are probably thinking. That's for the 110, 125. 110, 125. Same style fenders, the seat. I'm gonna let you guys figure that out. That's gonna be a surprise. So there might be some stuff swapped off, maybe. I don't know. Relatively, I should keep it as is because they keep the price up because I am flipping it. So everyone knows in the flip, you want to try to get as much money as you can out of it, but the way this thing's going, could use nicer parts. I'll let you guys figure that out. So, anyways, that's what's going on with that. I'll move on to the Big Red now. And last but not least, the 87 Big Red. So I'll kind of give some updates on what's going on with this girl. I have not messed with the tank yet since the last video. I'm going to try my best to get that crease out. If not, I'm just sadly going to have to Bondo it. Hate to do it, but with the prices of people want for tanks right now is ridiculous, and I'm just gonna go the El Cheapo way and fix the tank myself. But I do have that plastic tank to run in the meantime, and that being said, the new carburetor is on the way. We did unveil on our Facebook and Instagram pages that Curdy finished up the carburetor for it and said it's on its way. So that is all I have for now. I know it's a lot of updates and whatnot, not a whole lot of riding videos or how to wrench on videos, how to do this and that. I've been trying to make time to get out in the garage, try to get all this stuff done. Completely been missing out on trying to do like fork oil and stuff. I had perfect chance to show you how to do the fork oil change on the Big Red, as well as like even the 110 I just did. I could have made a how-to video on that. That's one of the things I've been wanting to try to do, but I'm not an expert, so my views of things might be different. It's a lot of planning, a lot of remembering how to do the things and make sure that you say it right so everyone does it right. But our highest grossing views on the videos on our channel are how-to videos, believe it or not. I think the how to adjust the valves on the 250 motors, that's reached over 1,000 views, and how to do a rear axle on a 110 or hardtail frame ATC, that's reaching up to 1,000 as well. So, you know, 1,000 views, that ain't nothing. But some of you out there might say that, but we're growing, we're trying to. We're also thinking about even changing our name. I know. That's kind of some big news. Back in November when we came up with this whole idea of the whole channel, we wanted to base around ATCs. At the time, Nick had a bunch of ATCs. I had the Big Red and whatnot, and we had a lot of good stuff planned. But with a lot of the other videos, if you guys check out our channel, there's a lot of just riding videos and random stuff that we do. And we like to document this stuff. A lot of people think it's funny. We think it's funny just having it on there. We'll just sit there and late at night in like Nick's garage with his TV in his garage, we'll just sit there and watch our videos. It's pretty funny, you know. It's a laugh. All the editing that it's all done. It's a fun thing, you know. But primarily we wanted to make it about ATCs. That's why we came out with the ATC boys. But we might change our name because we're kind of focused on a lot of different stuff. So that's in process right now, but no need to worry. Our content's gonna stay the same. We're still gonna involve a lot of ATC stuff, a lot of old Honda stuff, but it's gonna be everything. We have pit bikes, we have the quads, snowmobile, winter's coming up. We got a lot of snowmobiling plans, so a lot of different stuff like that. So we like to document this stuff. A lot of people like to see what we do. So that's what's going on with that, everyone. I'm gonna end it off here, get back to work on this 110. And I almost forgot one thing. So this 125M has a toolkit with a toolbox on it. And Nick's like, oh, let's put that on the 110. I was like, well, that wasn't gonna be a surprise, because I already got you one. No toolkit, but it is a really nice condition box. So that was another surprise I had to give up, but it is what it is. All right, last video of the night. So rest of the wiring is ran where it needs to go. I got some brake cables ran. I got the rear brake hooked up. I got the brake pedal back. I got the steps back on. All the mechanisms, everything for the rear brakes back on, hooked up to the rear brake here. All the wiring is tidied up. Good to go. Looking pretty good. And then onto the other side, got the carburetor on, got the intake tube, shine the intake tube up. Look at that thing. Woo. And nice rebuilt 223 cycles parts on that carburetor. And a couple other things ran. I rerouted this where it's supposed to go. I messed up the first time. Shifter's back on. Yeah, and wherever you see there is back on. I got Simple Green added onto the rubber boot and the air box, trying to just get cleaned up a little bit. For people that don't know, Simple Green works good with rubber, and it makes it, if you have nice, really hard rubber, old rubber, Simple Green soaks into it and helps it. I mean, I guess a lot of cleaner does too. This helps lubricate the rubber and kind of make it softer. Looking pretty dang good. She's getting somewhere now. I'm happy. Didn't look like a whole lot at first, but she's getting somewhere now. Really exciting to see this thing getting wrapped up. All right, it is now 1:30 and Saturday night. Well, now Sunday morning. I'm calling it a night. I've done a lot of stuff tonight. First started with working on my pit bike and the 110. And I will show you now what's going on the 110. And behold, the air box is on, cleaned up. Need to clean the filter, but everything else is back on for the air box. And the whole front end is done. Look at that. All the cables are ran up. Brake lever's back on with the cables ran to it. New grips, grips from Honda, because unfortunately they don't make these kind anymore, which is these are the OEM ones supposed to be on it, but they don't make them anymore. So waffle grips it is. Cleaned up the switches on there. A little darker than what I wanted, but it still is brighter than nothing. Throttle's back on, all shined up. The bar pad. All the wiring in the front, including the headlight. That's all on. That's all I've done so far, folks. I'm gonna call it a night from here. Maybe I'll get out to it tomorrow and keep going with it. Oh, I did forget to. I did pull the tank out for this one. We're not doing anything with the outside of it. We're gonna leave it as is. It's still pretty good condition. The stickers could be replaced, but we're just gonna leave it. Right now, this is sitting with some apple cider vinegar inside. I'm not gonna open the cap because it's full right now. So that's all I got for now. Time to go to bed.